On the show this week, Mandira Lalvani catches up with trainer Dallas Toddywalla in an exclusive conversation to the Winning Post.
In all honesty, the best time of my career was in Calcutta in 1984-85.
Trainer Pacey Shroff talks about Elena, Franklin and Montezuma and his contenders for the Indian Classics.
Montezuma and Franklin, I'm hoping that they come on from where they are.
Tipping Tim with all his tips for the weekend racing action. A roundup of the Bangalore 1000 Guineas.
It's Jersey Girl about 2 lengths under the stick, but going fairly well there. Jersey Girl easily wins this one from...
A rather bright and sunny morning right here at the Royal Western India Turf Club, and as you can see behind me, all the horses are gearing up for Sunday's horse racing action. Hello and welcome to the Winning Post, powered by Akash Global Advertising. On the Winning Post, we get you all the equestrian activity and racing action from all over the world. Today's special, of course, is trainer Dallas Toddywalla, who is the champion trainer. Mandira Lalvani catches up with this trainer and talks about his championship and other plans going forward.
Dallas Toddywalla was champion trainer in Pune this year after 7 long years. It's taken him 7 years to rebuild his stable, to get it all back together and come right back to the pinnacle of horse racing in India. Joining me today is Dallas himself. Dallas, congratulations. What a marvelous feat.
Thank you, Mandira.
Tell me a little bit more about what the journey's been like these last 7 years.
When Ramu left me, I was flat down with just 10 horses, and I was very lucky because at that particular time, Shapur Mystery had horses with Kuji Katrak, and Kuji had a long suspension. So he transferred all his horses from Mr. Katrak to me, and that at least kept me going for a little time. But after 8 months, I had to return all those horses back, and it was a long struggle from then. I had my owners like Naushad Talati who came back to me and supported me, but I always had this habit of saving my owners' investments, you know, and trying to buy small horses, not really go for the big budget ones. But that I realized after 2 years cost me dearly because the game had changed by them, and it was all about buying the top horses from top farms. So I took a beating for 3 years. I won my share of races, which was hardly every season. I just managed to come into, if I was lucky, I'd get double figures. So after 3 years, I decided I either quit the game or I tell my owners to increase their budget. So I got them to increase the budget. I bought better horses. I went to better farms. And gradually, I built my stable for the next 3 years. And it was during the Pune 2011 season, that is last Pune season, I finished second to Narain with 21 winners. And then I realized I was just coming back on the map. I repeated that feat last Bombay. Of course, I couldn't match strides with Pacey. His stable is too powerful. And I finished second to him, which I was thrilled. I won 28 races last Bombay. I finished second in both, so I was happy. This Pune season, when we started, I really didn't expect the championship. I didn't see it at all. And on the second weekend, I got 5 winners. I got 4 in a day, and things started rolling from then. My horses were looking well. I was placing them reasonably well, if I may say so, but things just went on, and till the 15th of September, I notched up 21 winners. I thought I had the championship in my pocket. I said, things are good. I was crossing my fingers and hoping it would last. But the next month was terrible. I didn't get a winner for a month, and Narain gradually caught me up. And it was only on the last weekend where I was one ahead of him that the championship was anybody's, and I won 4 races in the last week and then managed to claim it. It was definitely the sweetest of my 16 championships that I won because it was after Dr. Ramaswamy left me and I had to do it all on my own, and I was thrilled. I was thrilled with the victory.
That must have been very hard for you, Dallas, with Dr. Ramaswamy just walking out overnight. What happened there?
There were a few differences that we had. I thank him immensely for what he'd done for me because at that time I'd already won a few championships with my other old Parsi owners that I had, the Netarwallas, the Dhanji boys, that is Khushu's parents, Noshir and Dolly and Jas and Dinsha, and the Nazirs and the Dubashes. I had a very successful stint. But when Ramu came to my stable, he pumped me up with all the best horses. So I told my other owners that they couldn't match Dr. Ramaswamy's horses, and with that, they gradually left my stable. I didn't buy them horses because Ramu was giving me the top horses. And in his first or second year, I won all the classics, which all my critics had to silence all my critics because they thought I could only win championships, and I was just falling short of classics. Though I'd won three. I'd won the Calcutta 1000 Guineas and Oaks in 1984, and I won the Indian Oaks in 88. But I had a classic drought for 10 years after that. And with Dr. Ramaswamy giving me good horses, I won all the classics that year in 97, 98 with Forest Fantasy and Star Supreme. And I never looked back. I won 2 Indian Derbies, Star Supreme and Starsky. I won two Indian Oaks with Forest Fantasy and Bay Beauty. I won the 1000 Guineas with Forest Fantasy, the 2000 Guineas with Simply Noble and the Ledger, and 2 Invitation Cups. So with Ramaswamy coming into my stable, he gave me that classic boost which was missing in my yard. So I'm ever grateful to him for that.
But the differences came about.
The differences came about after 10 years, and I suppose all good things had to come to an end.
Fair enough. Only when one door closes, does the other open, right?
Yeah,
so,
true.
okay, how did you decide to get into training as a career? How did that come about?
I always loved racing. I used to come to the car park with your husband Mohit. Mohit was a little kid at that time. We used to watch races, and my first race I watched was in 1966. My first derby was Red Rufus, and I fell in love with the game. I'd love to become a jockey, but I was too tall. I was an athlete in school, so the jockey part of it was out. So the next best thing was to become a trainer. And
Any regrets ever?
No, never.
You spoke about Calcutta a while back. Tell me a little bit about Calcutta. And I remember Nahum, you know, he used to tell us the funniest stories and told us all about how Dallas was the sex symbol at the race course. What were those days like with all these girls throwing themselves at you?
In all honesty, the best time of my career was in Calcutta in 1984-85. I was still an apprentice to Rashid, but I had my license, and he sent me to Calcutta with 11 horses. The late Sonny Bra, who was one of my mentors and a very good friend of mine, he gave me 2 top horses. He gave me Romantic Eve, a filly for the classics, and he bought over Bergamo from Mr. Bairamji, from Sunit Khatau. And Romantic Eve in my first year won me the 1000 Guineas and the Oaks, which was a big boost to my career then. And Bergamo won me the Sprinters Cup and the Super Mile in record timing on both days. Those were the best 6 months because I was new, it was successful, it was all coming great for me. And Nahum was my best friend for years. We've known each other since we were kids. We were neighbors, and we came into racing together. We were assistants together. And then we both got our licenses simultaneously. He in Calcutta with after Daddy Toddywalla, and I got it in Bombay after passing off with Rashid Bairamji. So we were really close, and we had the greatest times over there. He just made me laugh, as you said, all the time. We had a fab, and it was even better because we both had very successful stints in Calcutta. The next year, my friend Nahum won the Triple Crown with a horse called Tug of War. I'd moved base to Bombay by then.
We will continue the story on trainer Dallas Toddywalla. Time now to take a quick break right here on the Winning Post, powered by Akash Global Advertising. On the other side of this break, we've got more on trainer Dallas and his championship with Mandira Lalvani.